Hello everyone, welcome to day 27 of the Preset 6 challenge. So today is a eat whatever you want special kind of day, and I am super excited about what I'm making, although it's not something I've made before, but I know it's going to be absolutely fabulous. And for some reason I just wanted tacos, so we're doing tacos. So I'm actually going to make fire roasted veggie tacos, or maybe just fire roasted lentil tacos. I don't know, whatever you want to call these. There's only two ingredients that are actually already fire roasted themselves, but the fire roasting of the vegetables just gives them so much flavor. That's really and truly what the flavor is in these tacos. So first things first, I'm going to take about half of a red onion and 2 zucchini, and I'm going to go saute that on the stove. And I'm going to cook it in a pan or in a little pot with some seasoning that you would use for tacos, like normal taco seasoning. But I'm not going to measure any ingredients because I'm just going to put a very small sprinkling of these in there. So cumin, very light sprinkle, because you guys know I don't really care for cumin, but I mean, it's a taco. It's got to have a little bit of cumin in it. So a little bit of cumin, some chili powder. Okay, so cumin and paprika will probably be about the same amount that I sprinkle in there. And these three will always also be about the same amount. So I will have onion powder, garlic powder, and chili powder. And this is obviously so totally just to taste and what your taste buds are happy with. So put some jalapenos in there if you want to. I mean, whatever it is that floats your boat, go for it. But I'm going to do that while I'm cooking the onions and the zucchini so that they get a really rich flavor with them. And then I'm going to put in some lentils, which are from a can, but I have rinsed them thoroughly. They're organic lentils. I've rinsed them thoroughly, so as much of the sodium as was on the liquid is pretty much just off of them now. And I'm going to use, Trader Joe's has frozen corn that's already fire roasted. My bag is leaking. And this stuff is fabulous. Oh my gosh, this corn is like the best corn ever. It's super, super tasty. And then Sprouts had the Muir Glen tomatoes on sale just recently. So these are the fire roasted, no salt added tomatoes. I am not going to add that to the pot that's cooking because then my husband won't eat leftovers. So I know my husband fairly well and he would not enjoy having big chunks of tomato in there. So I'm actually just going to mix some of that into the tacos that I'm going to eat. So that's pretty much what's going to be the base for the tacos. I have taco shells, which are just soft shells. And then I think my husband bought actually hard taco shells. I'm not going to open them, at Trader Joe's. I'll get those out of the cabinet and we'll take a look at those and see what kind of ingredients they have in terms of hard shells versus soft shells. But then toppings, there's going to be a little bit of avocado mashed up and a little bit of taco sauce. And that's it. So these are actually really, really easy to put together. I don't know if you wanted to, you could save some of the onion out and put a little sprinkling of raw onion across the top. That probably would be very tasty. Dr. Furman says you're supposed to always eat raw tomatoes or raw onions. So that's always something to keep in mind. I don't know. I don't remember exactly the reasoning behind that, but sounds good to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go cook and I will be back with you guys in a little bit and we'll talk about shells. All right guys, so while my onions and zucchini are finishing doing their cooking, I thought we would talk about the shells real quick. So these are from Trader Joe's. They are made with organic corn, but then they have oil. Okay, so there's no sodium in this whatsoever. There is some oil in these, which, I mean, that totally makes sense. It's how you make a corn shell, you know? So, I mean, they look just like a regular corn shell. I'm not going to open these because I don't really want the oil in my food. And I think that my husband will enjoy these with my son. So I'm gonna leave those. Or these are not organic, which you could definitely get them organic. But the ones that we have here are not, which is kind of a bummer actually. When I buy them, I usually buy ones that are organic. But anyways, so these are just regular shells. These ones have a very tiny little bit of salt in them. I mean, there's some naturally occurring sodium in here. There's no added salt. But these ones also have no oil. So it's kind of a toss up for whatever it is that you want. We have taken the shells and folded them in half and put them over the rack in our little oven, not the big oven, because the big oven is very hard to keep clean. Well, like that clean. The little oven, you just take this tiny cute little rack out and you can clean it in the sink very easily. So anyways, we have cooked these in the little oven to make them into the shell shape. They're great, but it's just not quite the same. So we also will get a pizza cutter and cut these into 6th, and then put the little pieces in the oven on a tray and cook them and made them into like corn chips kind of thing. And again, they're perfectly acceptable, wonderful, not quite the same. I mean, it's not the same as something that's been boiled in oil, of course, and that's okay. So anyway, I'm going to use the soft shells for my tacos and leave the hard shells for my husband and my son to have for lunch tomorrow. They should be willing to eat this leftovers for lunch tomorrow. We'll see. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, especially with Connor. He loves fire roasted tomatoes and fire roasted corn and avocado, and I mean, he's just an easy kid to feed. So anyways, that's that. I will be back to show you my plate in a little bit. I'm actually going to take this for 2 meals today rather than having like an oatmeal or an eggy tofu and tacos later. I'm going to have 2 sets of tacos, which is super exciting. And oh, a Korean melon. I don't know where that got to. There it is. I'm going to take a Korean melon with me and eat half of it with 1 set of tacos and half of it with the other set of tacos. So I'm really excited that these are coming into season. Hopefully this one is sweet. The last one that I had wasn't super sweet. I actually bought 2 of these and the other one's not in the refrigerator, so Samantha must have come by at some point. We buy extra groceries and she will come and do some grocery shopping at our house on occasion. Or she will send a small grocery list when she knows we're going to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's and H Mart, and she'll be like, "Ooh, I need this. Can I have this? Will you please find me this?" So she's a good kid. We don't mind helping her out a little bit, seeing as she's actually paying for college 100% herself. She's doing fabulously. She actually, between the different scholarships she was able to get and her working in the summer and everything all put together, when all is said and done, she'll graduate in 3.5 years with a 4-year degree. She could graduate 3 years, but she decided not to push herself. She decided to make it easier. But she's an RA this year. She's hoping to be, if she's an RA again next year, we'll see. But she's hoping to be. She will graduate with $5,000 in debt, which is pretty darn phenomenal considering that I am 40 and I am still paying for my college. Still. So there you go. She's gonna be $5,000. When I got out of college, I was $127,000 in debt. So massive difference there. She's a smart kid. So anyways, that's it for me for the moment. I will show you my food in just a little bit as soon as it's finished cooking. All right, guys, so supper is ready to go. Oh my gosh, this smells so wonderful. I'm super excited about this. So there is my pot with a whole bunch of veggies and all that good stuff in it. And like I said, the tomatoes go with it. It just doesn't go in it because then my husband wouldn't eat it. So yeah, I made some tacos just so that I could have a picture. Hang on a second, I'm sorry. There we go. So I made some tacos so that I could take a picture of it. Obviously, I'm actually just gonna put these directly into a container just like this and hope for the best. Although taco shells don't tend to do very well after they've gotten wet, but I don't really care. It'll be absolutely fine. So let's see. Oh, come on down. That's probably better. Doesn't that look amazing? It smells wonderful. It smells super, super fabulous. So I'm very excited about this. Just a very tiny little bit of avocado, tiny little bit of taco sauce. The flavoring on the tacos is what I'm smelling anyway, on the lentils and zucchini and stuff. So I'm sure that would be flavorful enough on its own, for me at least. Obviously, again, if you want to put something spicy, go for it. That would be great for you. Yeah, so I'm gonna make up an extra bowl of this to go with me. I'm gonna have my tacos for one meal, and I'm just going to have straight up taco innards for my other meal. I don't need to have the shells twice. Although they're wonderful, I don't need to have them twice. So, okay, that's it for me for today, guys. I'm gonna go to work and I will see you guys again in the morning for some exercise. All right, guys, so I am home and supper, and actually both meals that were the exact same thing last night, were super delicious. Although the second time I went to eat, I warmed up my food and then had a huge train wreck of a patient come in and ended up eating over the course of like an hour and a half because I was crazy busy trying to find meds from other hospitals that we needed to borrow and calling the courier service and then figuring out how to make the meds that I was needing to get, and whew, it was crazy. Anyways, I am looking forward to exercising, but I'm not looking forward to it being an abs day. That's never exciting. Let's take a look at what we're doing today. All right, so sit-ups, maybe those are doable now. I don't know, we'll check it out. Sitting twists, I actually do not mind at all. Leg raises are beyond horrible. In fact, I would prefer to do more sit-ups than leg raises, but we'll try. And these jackknives, actually, I really like those. They're kind of a little bit tricky to make sure that you bend sideways directly rather than kind of forward sideways, but otherwise, those are pretty cool too. So yeah, leg raises are pretty awful. But we'll go and get this done and I will talk to you guys about it in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so we are done. So I did 15 pounds on the only one that had a weight. And I did on the sit-ups, how did we start with? 16? Yeah. So I did 16, no, 16, 16, 16, 14, 14?
18, 14, 12.
On the sit-ups? Not the leg raises.
I don't know if that's what you did.
Whatever. The first two ones I did all of it. The first two I did all of them just fine. The third one was a little bit of a struggle and the fourth one was a super way lots of a struggle. But I did do them all. The leg raises are horrible, but I did do them all. And the sitting twisty thingies are fine. And then the legs, the sideways ones are also fine. But I mean, I can feel it. I just can actually do it. So anyways, it was a good workout. That is it for me for today, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I will see you again tonight.